Let's go to page 181 and start with number 1. You want to find the prime factorization of 140. Okay, so you can divide by 2, you get 70. Divide by 2, you get 35. So 3 cannot, so divide by 5, you get 7. So divide by 7, you get 1. So 140 is equal to 2 squared times 5 times 7. Okay. Yeah, let's go to number 3. Okay, 89. If you try all different numbers, you cannot divide any number. So this would be prime. So you can keep trying. Okay, so this is a prime. Means this is so. That means you only can divide by 1 in itself. Okay, number 5, you got 441. So this cannot divide by 2, so you try 3, and this can divide by 3, right? Because sum of the digit is 9, so it divides by 3. So divide by 3, you get 1, 4, 7, and divide by 3 again, so it'll be 4, 9. Divide by, okay, so 49 only can divide by 7. So divide by 7, you get 7. Divide by 7, you get 1. Okay? So again, all these are your prime factorization. So 441 equal to 3 squared times 7 squared. So let's go to the next one. Okay, number 7. You got 2548. Okay, I can start with the lowest number. Lowest prime number is even, so it divides by 2, so it'll be 1274. It's even, so you can divide by 2 again. It'll be 6, 3, 7. And then after that, so 2 cannot, so let's try 3. No. So you only try the prime number, so 5 cannot. So try 7. So 7, this will give you 9, 1. And let's go and try 7 again. So it'll be 1, 3. Okay? And so this is primary, so it'll be 13. So you keep going until you get 1. Okay, so 2548 is equal to 2 squared times 7 squared times 13. Okay, so that's a prime factorization for number 7. Okay, so let's go to number 9. You're looking for GCF and LCM of the two numbers, so 20 and 35. Okay, so you can start with 2, cannot, 3, cannot, 5, right? So do 5, so it'd be 4 and 7, and that's it. So your GCF so here's your GCF is equal to 5. So that's your answer for part A. And this one you keep going, but you cannot go anymore, so that's your LCM. So your LCM equal to 5 times 4 is 20 times 7 is 140. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, number 11, you got negative 48 and 108. Now, when you're doing the GCF and LCM, you can just ignore the negative, just focus on positive numbers. Okay, so you can just forget about the negative. So GCF and LCM, the negative does not do anything. So you can just forget that. Okay, so divide by 2, you get 24, you get 54. Divide by 2, you get 12 and 27. So 2 cannot do anymore, so you can go to 3. It would be 4 and 9. Okay, and so that's it. Okay, so here's your LCM. GCF. This is GCF equal to 12. Okay, and the LCM, you have to try see if you can keep going. So cannot. So that's your LCM. So you have 12 already, so 12 times 4 would be 48, and 48 times 9, it should give you 432. Okay. Okay, next one, number 13. So you got three numbers now. So you got 84. Again, I'm going to drop the negative. Okay, so 56 and 140. Again, when you're doing the LCM and GCF, you can just ignore the negative. Okay, so divide by 2. So it'd be 42, 28, 70. Okay, divide by 2. You get 21, 14, and 35. You can divide by 7. So you get 3, 2, and 5. Okay, so here is your GCF, will equal to 28. Right, 2 times 2 times 7 give you 28. And then your LCM is all this over here. So LCM. Now, if this can keep going, you have to keep going. Okay. So LCM, just multiply this. So this will give you 840. Okay. Okay, next one. Okay, number 15. You have a 3, 5, 7, and 9. Well, this one nothing can divide by that, so the only thing you can divide is 1. So you get 3, 5, 7, and 9. So in this case, your GCF. So all these are relative primes. So GCF equal to 1. Okay. And now your LCM. Okay, you have to check. If any two can divide, you have to keep going. But all this cannot. So that means your LCM would be that. So LCM is you multiply all this together, you get 315. Now, when you're doing a GCF and LCM, you don't have to circle. You don't have to circle the LCM. Okay, just showing you so you can follow. Okay, but you want to circle your GCF though. Let's go and circle your GCF. But for LCM, don't need to circle. Just multiply everything. Okay, so 17, you got 9 P3 Q. You got 15 P squared. Right. Again, when you're doing the GCF and LCM, don't worry about the variable yet. Let's just focus on the number. So you got 9 and 15. Okay. So this can divide by 3, so it'd be 3 and 5. Okay, and that's it. Okay. So here's your GCF. So your GCF, the number equal to 3. Okay. And now when you're doing the variable, you have to go and take the lower of the 2. So you got P cubed and P3, P2 and P3, so it'd be P2. You got Q to the 1 and no Q, so it'd be no Q. Okay, so again, GCF, you take the lower exponent of the variable. Okay, now do the LCM. Okay, you multiply all this number together, so 3 times 3 is 9 times 5 is 45. And for the LCM, you take the higher one of the two. So P3 and P2, this is the higher one, so it'd be P to the 3. Okay, and the Q, there's a Q, there's no Q, so you take this one. This is higher, right? The one's a higher exponent. Okay, and so that's your LCM. Okay, let's go to the next one. So you got 68 xy squared z, and you have the 51y squared z squared. Okay. So again, let's go and focus on the number 68 and 51. Now, if you don't know what number to try, what you do is find the difference between the two. Usually they give you a clue. So notice the difference between them is what? 17, right? So this minus is 17. So that means you should try 17. So when you try 17, you get 4 and 3. Okay. So again, if the number is difficult, you can just go and find the difference between them, and usually that's a number that will work. Okay. So let's go and do the GCF. Equal to 17. In the alphabet, you take the lower one, so X and no X. So take no X. do the y, so y squared and y squared will give you y squared. You got z and z squared would be a z, right? Again, you take the lower of the two. So that's your GCF. And now let's go into the LCM. LCM is everything. So 3 times 4 is 12. 12 times 17 will give you 204. And the variable, you take the higher of the two. So x and no x, so you take the x. Y squared, they're the same, so take any one of them. You got z and z squared, so you have to take the z squared. Again, so this one you take the lower of the two. This one take the higher of the two. Okay, number 21. Okay, you got 110 h3 k squared r. You got negative 88 h squared k squared r squared. Okay, so again, to find GCF, you can ignore the negative. So you got 110 and 88. Okay, so both are even, so we can divide by 2. So divide by 2, you get 5 and 5, and you get 44. So from here you can see the same number, so you can divide it by 11. So divide by 11, you get 5 and 4. Okay, so GCF is going to equal to 22. Okay, for the variable, you just go down the alphabet. So H3, H2, so you have to take the H2, right? Take the lower of the 2. K squared, so it would be K squared. R and R squared, so it would be R. Right, again, so take the lower one of the two. Okay, now let's go to the LCM. So LCM is this whole thing over here. Okay, so times this by, so this is already 22 times 20 will give you 440. Okay, now the alphabet, okay, H3 and H2, so you take the higher of the two, so it would be H3. K squared, so it would be K squared. Okay, and then you got R and R squared, so it would be R squared. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, number 23. You got 14AB, 14BC, 21AC. Okay, so again, let's go and focus on the numbers. So you got 14, 14, 21. Okay, so this one, you again try 2, 3, 5, 7. So try 7, you're going to get 2, 2, and 21. So that's it for the GCF. Okay, so again, make sure you do the GCF all done before you go on to the LCM. So GCF is going to be equal to 7, and the alphabet would be take the lower of the two. So you got A, no A, A, so it would be no A. B, you got B, B, no B, so it would be no B. C, there's no C, so that's it. Okay, so you have to take lower one of each one. Okay, so this one has no A, so it would be no A. Right, this is the lowest A. B, this is the lowest B with no B, so it would be no B. This is the lowest C, which is none, so there would be no C. Okay, now to do the LCM, so once you're done with GCF, now to do LCM, you can continue. Notice there are 2 of them can divide, right? So for LCM, as long as 2 of them can divide, you can keep going. Now for GCF, all 3 have to divide. Okay? So divide by 2, you get 1, 1, and if you cannot divide, you leave it. Okay? So now, here's your LCM. So LCM will equal to 7 times 2 is 14 times 21. Oh, wait, this is not right. This is 3. Forgot to do this. This is the 3. There we go. Okay, so for LCM, you just multiply 3 times 2 is 6 times 7 would be 42. Okay. And then the alphabet, you take the higher one of each. So you got A, no A, so take the A. B, you got B, B, no B, so take the higher one. C, that's a C, C, no C, so take the higher one. Okay. Okay, next one. You got 26, p to the 3, q to the 2, r to the 2. You got 39, p to the 2, q to the 3, r to the 2. You got 78, p squared, q squared, r to the 3. Okay, so again, let's go and focus on the numbers. So you got 26, 39, and 78. Okay, cannot do 2, 3, cannot. And notice this is 2 times 13, right? So you want to try 13. This only can divide by 2 and 13, so 2 is no good because of that. So try 13. You're going to get 2, and it'll be 3, and this would be a 6. Okay? Okay, and that's it. Okay, for GCF. Okay, so that's your GCF. Equal to 13. Okay, and again, you look at your alphabet. Okay, so you got P3, P2, and P2. So take the lower of the 3, so it'd be P2, P squared. Then Q squared, Q3, Q2, so it'd be Q to the 2. R squared, R3, so take the lower one. Okay? Okay. Now to do LCM, notice that this can divide more. So that's going to divide by 2. Right? Because this 2 can divide by 2. So you're going to get 1, 3, and this with 3. Now notice this 2 can divide by 3, so we have to divide by 3 again. So it'd be 1, 1, 1. Okay? So your LCM is all these numbers over here. So your LCM would be equal to 6 times 13 would be 78. Okay? And the alphabet would be P3, P2, P2, so it'd be P3. And the Q2, Q3, Q2 would be Q3. You got R squared, R3, so it would be R3. Okay? Okay, so again, reminder, okay, GCF, all 3 have to divide. LCM, as long as 2 of them can divide, like this 2 can divide, you can divide. As long as 2 can divide, you can divide. Okay? So again, that's why you want to do GCF completely before you move on to LCM.